What's up, everybody? It's Jaryn from Berkshire Bike and Board, and today I'm going to tell you, in my own opinion, why you should never shift your electric bike again. Controversial statement, I know that, but I have some opinions. I want to get them out there. I want to debate it with people because I think it's interesting, and I think it's something we're going to be talking about for a while until all electric bikes are automatics, which I think is going to be in 2 years or so. Why? This is a Specialized Como 5.0 IGH. IGH stands for internally geared hub. What does that mean? This bike does not have a derailleur. It has all the gears stuffed inside of the rear hub. And then there's some sort of mechanism made by Enviolo, I think, although I'm not a numbers engineer product guy, I'm a feel guy. And so I'm gonna tell you how I feel about all this. Let me just check that. Yep, Enviolo. And what does it do? It shifts the gears for you. I wanted to hate this with a passion. I'm from New England, I'm stubborn, and I didn't think I needed anything different, is the best way I can describe it. These have been on the floor for like, I don't know, a few weeks now or something like that. I looked at them, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I didn't ride it. I looked at it some more, I was like, yeah, it's interesting, I should probably really ride it, but meh, I don't know. And then I rode it like 3 times this week, and I am over the moon excited. I think everybody should be riding one of these. And I think every e-bike made by a quality manufacturer in 2 years or less is gonna have one of these on it. Every e-bike that's made for riding 30 miles at a fairly leisurely pace, you know, maybe not e-mountain bikes, maybe not e-performance road bikes, but your upright cruiser, around town, turbo bike, let's call it, should be an automatic. Why? Why do you drive an automatic car? You drive an automatic car like everybody else in America because it's convenient, it's simple, the driving experience is better. We drive automatics because it allows us to focus a little bit more on what's around us, who's in front of us, who's behind us, texting our friends, not texting our friends, I'm just kidding. We're not out on a racetrack banging through the gears trying to get the most performance out of our station wagon when we drive to work. With that said, the automatic is simple and it works. I wanted it to not work, I will be honest. But I rode it and I'm like, this is the future. I'm convinced everybody has to try it. Really, I want to debate this with people. I want somebody to say, oh my God, I want to shift. And I'm going to say, why do you want to shift? And the conversation is going to be like, because I want to be in control of what gear I'm in. They figured that out. You can adjust your cadence setting. You can have a slow cadence, a fast cadence, a faster cadence, a medium cadence, whatever. There's 8 settings in this bike for your cadence. So you are in control. You can set it and forget it, which is really great for 90% of us who are riding our e-bikes to go to the bank or to go get our morning coffee or to go pick up the newspaper or to go for a 30-mile ride with our friends. It's great. If you want to be in control, more control, I challenge you to ride this and tell me you don't like it. That's part 1. Why is another reason that this is better? Let's talk about maintenance. So, it's an internally geared hub and it's a belt drive. We've been selling e-bikes for a while here at the bike shop, and what was happening is people buy electric bikes and people who maybe don't ride their hybrid that often all of a sudden ride their e-bike a ton. Why? It's fun. It feels good. The open road, right? It's not as much of a struggle to get up that hill that is right across the street from your house that you have to ride up every single time you ride your bike. So people are riding electric bikes a ton, which is amazing. But what we're having is drivetrains were wearing out like crazy. People were maybe not shifting as much as they should have been. No fault to them. You don't have to shift as often if you have your bike in the middle mode and you want to go up a big hill and you just can move it up to turbo. So instead of shifting down at the bottom of a hill and keeping in that same power setting, people were keeping it in the same gear. They were upping it to turbo and they were blowing through drivetrains at 800 miles. They were snapping chains, this, that, and the other thing. What do motorcycles have nowadays? They have belts. Why? Because under more power, they last longer. What was keeping us in the bike industry from going to a belt drive for the longest time? Derailleurs. Why do we stick with derailleurs? Because internally geared hubs are heavy. Why do we not need internally geared hubs anymore on electric bikes? Because electric bikes are heavy, but it doesn't matter because you've got a motor to push you up the hill. So that is another reason why I feel like these are better. So what did I say so far? Simplicity, drivetrain wear. How about the sound? There isn't any. You can barely hear the whir of the motor. You don't have to listen to this thing clunk through gears when you shift incorrectly at the bottom of a hill. And there is no sound of a chain going through the drivetrain. It's silent. It doesn't make any noise. None. I can't explain enough the fact of not having to shift and having this work how it's supposed to work. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, and it's quick. Like if I pull out of the parking lot, I always give a bike a wheelie test. I feel like you can really tell what the bike is about when you kind of run it through its paces. I thought this thing was gonna fail miserably. Why? Because when you're riding a wheelie on the bike, you have to have a certain cadence for it to work correctly. You gotta kind of like cadence, bring it up, kind of feather the brake a little bit. I didn't think this bike was gonna be able to handle the quick power that you need to get the bike up into a wheelie and then relax back into a steady cadence. Guess what? Flawless. It works perfectly. It works better than a shifting bike because you can start your wheelie off at 5 miles an hour if you want and bring it up to 25 miles an hour. It doesn't complain. You don't have to shift. You don't have to wheel your hand around weird to shift on the handlebar. And that works for all types of riding, right? If I'm riding to the coffee shop in the morning and I pull out of the bike shop and I get on the main street and then I give it a couple rips and I start going faster, my cadence stays roughly the same, very smooth. It shifts through the gears. I don't know it. I don't know. I like it.
The next bike revolution is now.